Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our 2014 NFL Draft Special. We're going inside the war room with the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to take a look at their team needs to see what players could be possible selection to help fill those needs. But first, let's start off by taking a look at the upcoming picks that they have in this year's draft. The Cowboys have 10 selections in the upcoming draft. They have no pick in the 6th round, but they do have 5 picks in round 7. Now, where do the Cowboys have to get better? Losing DeMarcus, where I believe they have to find a pass rusher, whether that comes from the inside or on the edge. They have to find a guy that can apply pressure consistently. I also feel as though the depth along the defensive line has to be enhanced along with the defensive athleticism. 2 other key needs would be a solid number 2 option at wide receiver. I know they drafted Terrence Williams last year out of Baylor, but I think he's better suited as a 3. And free safety help would be the other. The Cowboys need someone on the back end that can play center field and eliminate mistakes. Now, here are some quick notes to keep in mind. Number 1, the picks are based off my own rankings of these prospects from my big board, and this is the Cowboys portion of my total 7-round mock draft. And to view that big board, you can visit the website footballgameplan.com/draft. This pick will be a no-brainer. Dee Ford is a guy that has great ball get-off, and also he's able to bend and accelerate to the quarterback, and he can also play with his hand off the ground. I think he'll add much-needed explosiveness and versatility to that Cowboys front 4. I'm a big fan of Justin Ellis out of Louisiana Tech. Don't let the size make you think he's just a gap clogger, because Ellis is very light on his feet and does have pass rushing capabilities in addition to his ability to stop the run very well, and I think he'll be a perfect fit in Rod Marinelli's defense. Staying with the defensive side of the football, Florida State's linebacker Telvin Smith would be an ideal selection because of his athleticism and what he can do in the passing game. At 6'3", 222 pounds, he can push for time on the weak side and would excel in sub packages. In the 4th round, I go to the offensive side of the football and select Eric Ward from Texas Tech, who's as solid as they come at wide receiver, and I feel he can be that dependable number 2 option the Cowboys sorely need because of his excellent hands and his solid route running skills. Depth on the interior offensive line is key, and Brian Clark out of Bloomsburg is an excellent run blocker that shows very good footwork and pass protection. He helped pave the way for one of the top rushing attacks in Division II, led by outstanding tailback Franklin Quite. It's all about depth in round 7, and Andre Hall out of Vanderbilt could come in and compete on the inside in the slot and also make his mark on special teams. I'm a big fan of his game. He also has those instincts and those quicks that you want out of that position. The way this mock draft fell for the Cowboys, they get very good value here in round 7 with Ego Ferguson out of LSU, who is your classic one-gap penetrator with tremendous strength at the point of attack. One of the biggest sleepers in this draft class is Nebraska Kearney's defensive end ElHindi Ndiaye. He's another one of these long, athletic rushers that's just scratching the surface of his potential. The talent is there, but the technique is where he has to get coached up on at the next level. Quarterback Kenny Guiton, I believe, has a bright future, whether that's as a football player or a coach. The coaching part tells you how he sees the game from the quarterback position. I think here in round 7, the Cowboys get a guy that could end up challenging for that number 2 spot behind Tony Romo. And finally, I was able to get the Cowboys a free safety prospect in Jonathan Dowling out of Western Kentucky, a player with great range that's strictly a center fielder type safety. Not much of an impact in the running game, but he has excellent ball skills that you want patrolling the back end, and also has the speed to go sideline to sideline. Now here's the recap of my 7-round mock draft for the Dallas Cowboys, and as you can see, a heavy emphasis on the defensive side of the football, more in particular the front 7-4 defensive line picks one second-level player in Telvin Smith, a guy that I'm very high on. And as you can see on the offensive side of football, they got better with wide receiver Eric Ward and also Brian Clark, the interior offensive lineman out of Bloomsburg. In the secondary, Jonathan Dowling is a guy that's your classic free safety center fielder type, and I think he would be an excellent selection if they're able to get him in round 7. But wherever he goes, I think he's going to be a standout player because he plays the ball so well and has that range that you want from sideline to sideline. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Cowboy fan forums for always showing football game plan support.